It's your boy PBK out here. It's your boy PBK out here. We're getting us a new fence in the back. Getting a new fence in the back. New football field, new soccer field. 4 football fields right here. Plus we got another one about to be built right here. Another field to train on.
Never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're with my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams into modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been put through.
Thank y'all for tuning back in to your favorite channel, Pelican Bay Dog Talk and News for the day, giving it to you the way I always do, fair and unbiased. Some gonna like it, some ain't. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that like button before you get up out of here. Salute to all my brothers and sisters that was in the chat last week. Salute to all my brothers and sisters that's down in the chat today. You know, don't forget to hit them comments up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit that notification bell as well. That way you be in the loop when the video is dropping. We got some dog talk, some dog news for the day. You know what I'm saying? Salute to all the bulldogs from one side of the world to the other side of the world. Let's get into that talk. Now, you know, we're going to start that thing off today by talking about working man prices. You know, I seen a few brothers discussing this, you know, online. And we're going to talk about working man prices today. What's working man prices, and, you know, which dogs deserve to be working man's prices. We're going to talk about that, and we're just going to hit it from a few different angles. You know what I'm saying? First thing I want to say is, what is working man's prices? What is working man's prices? You know? Okay. Now, my next thing I want to ask is, when you say working man prices, which working man is you talking about? Which working man are you talking about? Are you speaking of? You know, are you speaking of the brother that's over there making $5 an hour? Are you speaking on the brother that's over here making $20 an hour? Which working man do you speak for when you say working man prices? So, who do you speak for when you say working man prices? You know, which working man I mean? You know, when it comes to these dogs, if you're going to get a dog, and this say for instance, if you think you're going to get them so-called working man prices, right? we got to expect to get these dogs at 6 to 8 weeks old. You know, whenever the person who has them dogs decided they're ready to go and they want to send them out, you know, we got to get those dogs instantly, you know, in order for us to be discussing what is considered working man prices. Because, see, we're going to talk about it and figure out what working man prices is, because we don't even know what working man prices is. You know what I'm saying? What is a working man? What is a working man price? A working man is a man who goes to work, right? But everybody's job isn't paying the same thing. You know, this man over here job paying him $250 a week, when this man over here job paying him $2,500 a week. You know, so which working man are we talking about? Or should we just say cheap dogs? Should we say cheap dogs, right? Now, if you're getting a dog at 6 to 8 weeks old, then the brother who's selling it, you know, you should be able to get it at base price, whatever he's selling his dogs for. You know what I'm saying? See, can you get a 6-week-old puppy at working man price? But then you ask yourself, when we fling that word around working man's price, what are you talking about? Getting a grown dog at working man's price? Are you talking about getting a 9-month-old dog at working man's price? How much does a 9-month-old dog cost at working man's price? How much does a grown dog cost at working man's price? You know? Now, the deal is, in order for us to use that statement, we can only be talking about a brand new newborn puppy, you know, at working man's price. Because, see, a working man shouldn't be looking for a grown dog. A working man shouldn't be looking for the most expensive dog out there on the market. You know what I'm saying? See, what we saying is, like, it's like we saying we want a cheap dog, right? We want a cheap dog. That's basically what that whole meaning is. You know what I'm saying? So the cheapest you can get that dog for is when he's 6 to 8 weeks old. You know what I'm saying? Anything else, you know, the price just goes up. You know, the price just goes up. Not to mention, you know, we're going to start at dog food. You know what I'm saying? See, you know how many big time supposed to be got bread in their pocket, supposed to be got money in their pocket, and brothers won't pay $1,000 for a dog. They'll go pay $1,000 for a chain. They'll go pay $1,000 for an earring. They'll go pay $1,000 for this. They'll go give $1,000 away for a shot of hips. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to buying a dog, the dog that they really want, they won't spend it. You know, they want to stay in that $250, $500 range. You know what I'm saying? They want to stay in that realm. And then if you get a brother to finally come out there and spend a couple of dollars, you know, for these brothers that's always screaming the race card, you know, I'm going to teach y'all brothers, you know what I'm saying? For the ones who finally get a chance, or not necessarily get a chance, but finally go out there and spend their money, a couple of dollars, they won't even spend it with the brothers that they know got great dogs. You know what I'm saying? You got to look a certain way. You know what I'm saying? You got to look a certain way. That's why I'll be wondering why these brothers always screaming the race card and couldn't get dogs. But when they get their first couple of dollars, they bypass their brothers and go to the other man. But the first thing they screaming is the race card. That's why I say all that shit is a bunch of bull shit. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of bullshit. You know, them brothers, the working man's price is a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of bullshit, because at the end of the day, you want a dog for working man's price, the first thing you need to do is be picking that dog up from the owner's house the day that dog is ready. You know what I'm saying? All that putting the deposit down, waiting till the dog 4 months old. I done took care of that dog. All that money you gave me for that puppy, I done put it back into the puppy, taking care of that puppy till the day you came and picked him up. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when brothers will send a deposit and don't show up for 3 months, don't show up for 2 months. Now, all that money you put in deposit, forget that being a profit for the dog sale. I had to put all that money back into the puppy just to raise them till you get there, like I said. You know? So, it's like, what's working man price? Now, I give it to you working man price, and you don't show up to pick it up for another 3 months. Then what? I done lost on the sale, and I done kicked out more money into the dog. That's why the pit bulls is one of the dogs who have, how can you put it, a or no return on a dog. You spend all year long taking care of the dog, taking care of the dog, taking care of the dog, just to make what? Nothing. That's why the pit bull is the breed, one of the only breeds like that. Brothers take care of these different breeds, and at the end of the year, or whenever they have everything in return, everything take care of themselves. Them pit bulls, the only breed like that. Well, they don't. Because see, the same brother that was gassing you up to breed them dogs, now when you got them bred, he done ran to the other brother over there. You know, that's how pit bulls is. You know, he only want that dog temporarily. You know, when you don't have it available. Once it's available and you got to have the dollars to get it, he don't want it. And this is his excuse why he ain't getting it right then. You know what I'm saying? If the dollars ain't in your hand, forget all that talking and what you're going to get and what you're supposed to get. You know what I'm saying? If the dollars ain't in your hand and you ain't got that dollar for that dog, don't even count it as a sale. You know, because brothers are talk to the point where you don't even want to get on Facebook or YouTube no more, because all brothers do is talking about a pedigree and talking about what they would get and they gonna breed when they come in heat and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? Instead of making shit happen right then. But hey, we want working man prices. You know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to figure out what's a working man price. Or is that just another phrase of let me get a cheap dog? You know, what's working man's price? Now, if you want to really see how that sounds, you know, you got to ask yourself. Same thing I said at the beginning of the video. Working man price means working man price. This brother over here working, but he not making what you making. So I'm supposed to treat him different with the price because he not making what you making. I'm supposed to treat you and charge you higher because you making more, but you're a working man. What's the standard working man price? And what's the standard working man action after I sell you this working man dog for working man price? You see? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, you know, it's all, we keep saying working man, but we have no standards. All we doing is keeping our dogs at a certain level with the point where they can't even get sold high. You know what I'm saying? They can't even get sold high. By the time brothers start making real money off the dogs, half of them going to be extinct and damn put down by the police. By the time you really start making some bread off of them and understanding that all the hate ain't doing nothing but keep me at $500 to $1,000 base pay. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it just is what it is, man. It is what it is. Maybe somebody in the chat, you know, can give me the answer. What's the working man's price? You know what I'm saying? What's the working man's price? Is it $500 for a dog? And like I said before, how old does that dog supposed to be to keep that price the same? You say 500, you feel like 500 is a working man's price for a grown dog? So what's the working man's price for a grown dog? You know, what's the working man? Like I said before, all different ages. Now we got dog food that's sky high. No, sky high. All like, what's working man's price? Sometimes we may have to sit back and ask ourselves, does a working man deserve to have these dogs? If he can't afford to have these dogs, you know, if he got to ask for it, you know the old saying, if you got to ask, you can't afford it. You know, just walk in the store and throw that bitch on the counter. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if you got to ask, you can't afford it. You know what I'm saying? Like the old saying goes, you know, and that's why I made this statement about prices a few videos back, because the simple fact of the matter is, you know, brothers look at all kinds of things. They look at pedigrees. Oh, he got the same pedigree as him. He's selling his dogs for $1,000. He want $2,000. I'm gonna get the ones for $1,000. And that's why you end up with the dog you got and end up with the dogs you have. You know what I'm saying? Or had. And you weren't satisfied with it. You know what I'm saying? You go buy 3 dogs you ain't satisfied with for $500 a piece instead of going to get one you're satisfied with and pay for it. You know what I'm saying? You try to skip all around the board. I know a lot of brothers that got too much pride to buy the good shit, and they've been losing everything for the last 3 years, last 4 years. Too much pride to buy the good shit, you know, but can't win nothing. Hey, I'm talking about, listen here. And truthfully, you know, a working man know how much these dogs cost right now. To a working man, see, this the deal when it comes to working man price. That's an old phrase, because a real working man know the value of these dogs. You know what I'm saying? He know how much he got to pay. He know how much he got to kick out. And he know his dollar don't come like the dude that's out there hustling dollar. You know what I'm saying? So a working man, gonna make the right decisions. He gonna get the dog he want to make sure he don't got to keep going out there buying, spending his working check. You know what I'm saying? That's what a working man do. They don't go in there complaining about the prices. They get the one they want because they know they're not gonna be back and forth. You know what I'm saying? What's the purpose of me wasting 10 dogs when I can just get the one I want in the first 2 dogs, or get the 2 I want? You know what I'm saying? That's what a working man do, because he knows he has he don't have the room to bounce back and forth to this blood, to check this, to check that, to check this, to check that. So he gonna get the best thing he can find, off top. You know what I'm saying? Off top. And if that work out, it work out. If it don't, it don't. That's what a working man do. There's no such thing as a working man price in modern day time. There's no such thing as a working man price as high as his dog food is. No such thing as a working man price as much as you have to do for the upkeep of these dogs throughout a year. There's no such thing as a working man price, period. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're talking about $2,000, you know what I'm saying? That's working man price. Or whatever, but it's no such thing as a working man price. There's no such thing as working man dog food. There's no such thing as working man whatever else, the upkeep of these dogs. So when it comes to purchasing one, it gotta be a working man dog. That's why I say this may not be for the ones that come in looking for working man's prices. I always told y'all before, these dogs ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? You can find a pit bull on any corner, anywhere you can find a pit bull. It can be $50. You can find pit bulls for $50 on any corner. You don't have to go get that damn superior bred Eli dog or that superior bred Jeep dog. Go get you a $50 pit bull. You know what I'm saying? That's what a working man will do. Go get him a $50 pit bull, continue going to work, and enjoy his dog. And before I get off that subject, like I said, the cost of living of these dogs exceeds the working man's price, or what is considered the working man's price. And there's it's not even a base for the working man's price. But the cost of feeding these one dog in a year's time exceeds what most brothers consider the working man's price. Now let's move on to the next topic. Now, this next question I seen Low Country Kennels asking online. He was saying, he was asking brothers, what did he use for their foundation red boy, Mims or Garner stuff? And I'm just going to give my opinion on that question, my brother. Out of the many great answers that you have already, because I was checking out some of the answers, great answers. And there's really no right or wrong answers. It's everybody's opinion, like you asked. My opinion is, first thing I would say, my first opinion is, I wouldn't base my foundation red boy stuff off Garner's yard. That's my first assessment of the whole thing. If I'm going to go a red boy foundation, then I'm getting it from red boy people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting my red boy stuff from Garner. If I get anything from Garner, it's not going to be no red boy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Even today's time, if I go over there right now, I'm not buying no red boy Jocko, no red boy stuff from him. You wasn't known for that back in the days. I don't want it for you now. I don't want it. So me, myself, personally, I would never base my red boy off his stuff. I know a lot of brothers probably got some great red boy dogs coming off that red man stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just me personally, I'm not running that shit. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to it. Everybody got their own and like what they like. But if I'm gonna run red boy, I'm gonna run Mims. I'm gonna run Bailey's, the Bailey stuff. I'm gonna run the Marlowe's stuff. The original red boy stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna run a line of dogs from a breeder that wasn't running the red boy stuff. That's like me buying the red boy Jocko stuff from Mr. Floyd. All of a sudden he's selling some dogs that he was, he known for the Eli stuff. All of a sudden, Mr. Floyd selling dogs directly off a Jeep, one of Jeep's sons. All of a sudden, he got dogs directly off of one of Jeep's sons. I don't want that because you wasn't known for breeding that. You know what I'm saying? You was known for breeding the other kind of dogs, so I want what you were known for breeding for. You know, why change when you out your age? Why would Garner start running the red boy heavy now when you done got up in age and stuff like that? When you can't so-called test test this or test that in modern day times. You know what I'm saying? Why didn't he run it back in the days? You know, that red boy stuff was way better back then. If he had it then, he could have came out and made more money with it back then. Only thing about the red boy stuff back then, it was too many brothers still in the game to question all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Once you let all them brothers get out the game, all the old school red boy dudes and women, once they get out the game, there's nobody here to question Garner with his red man dog and his red man stuff no more. You know, you only got a few old school dog men that can question it. You know what I'm saying? And he know that. You know, so that's why I'm not going to say I would never have one of them dogs. You know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing wrong with them at all. But at the end of the day, that's not my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? That's not my cup of tea. So my answer to that one will be Mims. I'm going to run the Mims stuff before I run the Garner stuff because I know when I got the Mims stuff, I got red boy dogs. Whether they got crazy mouth on them, whether they got crazy ability or whatever, I know I got red boy dogs. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I got when I get that dog from Garner off that red man stuff. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. You know, a dog as popular as Red Man, a dog seller as popular as Mr. Garner would have been had that Red Man stuff out. Not saying it wasn't out 10 years ago. I'm talking about back in the days. You know, why wasn't he selling any of it? Why did he only got one sperm, one straw? Or a few straws? Or what? One straw? I just can't deal with it, man. You know what I'm saying? I just can't deal with it. I got to deal with red boy people. I got to deal with Jeep people, Eye people, whatever line I'm looking for. I got to deal with them kind of people. I can't deal with, the fruitcakes. When I say fruitcakes, I mean dog brothers who running every single line to make a sale because they're not concentrating on what's best. They only concentrating on making that sale and what you like. If you like that, they got that. If you like this, they got this. They're not concentrating on whether you buy either one of them dogs. They want to make a great dog, you know what I'm saying, for themselves. They're not concentrating on that. All they concentrating on making sure you're happy. You know, get you that kind of dog, get you that kind of dog. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, the dog you got might look like the dog you want, but might not act like the dog you want. Now, let's move this thing on. Let's move to Hawaii, where we got an elderly man attacked by a pack of dogs, and it didn't end well. So let's get into that video and check this out.
Police have identified 71-year-old Robert Northrup as the man mauled to death by dogs in Kau yesterday. His grieving family spoke with our Jolani Martinez this afternoon. Jolani?
Just a few days before Bob Northrup was attacked, his daughter spoke at a community task force meeting about the ongoing and dangerous problem of loose and rogue dogs in her neighborhood.
I'd like to say I got that from my dad too, is that he was never shy about speaking out when he saw something that he disagreed with.
Shannon Matson says her father, Bob Northrup, is from Connecticut, but as a construction worker, he helped to rebuild homes on Kauai after Hurricane Eva, then ended up on the Big Island. She says he was always bringing home stray animals. On Tuesday, she says he was walking to a friend's house when he was attacked by 4 dogs.
My dad's mentioned numerous times that walking in his neighborhood didn't feel very safe and that there were dogs that were frequently on the loose. And he adopted a few stray cats, and he said that one of his cats was killed by some of the neighborhood dogs.
Hawaii County Police haven't identified the dog's owner or mentioned any suspects, but the case is classified as a Class B felony. Under dangerous dog laws passed last year, the animal's owner could face a $25,000 fine and up to 10 years in prison.
So if there was enforcement of the existing laws that we have in place, perhaps that would be a deterrent of sorts.
On July 1st, Hawaii County Animal Control became its own agency and now falls under the mayor's office. The Hawaii County Council budgeted about $4 million for animal control. The mayor says they're rebuilding the organization from scratch. They're looking to fill 40 positions. Right now, they have 9 animal control officers.
Oftentimes we're following up on things, or when people are calling, we're trying to get out there to address the situations, loose dogs and things like that. Unfortunately, with the size of our island and few people working, it does make it a little bit difficult. But our goal is to increase the number of people employed in these positions.
Even though it feels a little bit too soon to be talking about any of this, I think it's really important for our elected officials to hear, for those responsible, for anyone who lives next door to a neighbor that they think is not restraining their dogs properly. Please file a report now. Don't wait until it's too late.
Police say they're looking into claims that the dogs had previously been reported as stray animals. The dogs' owners were not home at the time of the attack, but later surrendered the animals along with a litter of 10 puppies to the county. Jolani Martinez, Hawaii News Now.
Now, I want to talk about something because I seen a brother asking about the muscle up online. He was asking about the muscle up and does it work? You know what I'm saying? The thing is with the muscle up, and I seen few brothers asking you some solid questions, but the deal is you want my honest opinion and my honest answer on the muscle up because I used it before. Just my opinion, it's a waste of money. You know what I'm saying? The muscle up, my opinion, is a waste of money. You what you're looking for, you're not gonna see it in that muscle up. You know what I'm saying? The way you would see it in Vertex, the way you would see it in RF1 Fuel, the way you would see it in Bully Max. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to see that in Muscle Up. For one, the smell is not enticing to the dogs. The dogs don't care nothing about eating it like that when you put it on their food. You know, the other products have more of an egg and milky smell to them, and creamy smell to them, sweet smell to them. So the dog's going to automatically gobble it up. You know, the Muscle Up is not made for all that hard working muscle recovery, healing up. All that stuff like Vertex, RF1 Fuel, and Bully Max, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff is going to do that, turning fat into muscle. I'm talking about within a week's time of you feeding that RF1 Fuel, that Bully Max, and the Vertex canine supplement. Within a week's time, you can see a difference on your dog. You know what I'm saying? With the muscle up, you won't see it. You might be feeding your dog that shit for 3 or 4 weeks, and you won't see it. At least I didn't see it. For one, like I said before, the dogs don't eat it that well. You know what I'm saying? When you sprinkle it over the food, you go back and you look in the food bowl, the dogs done ate all the food out the bowl, and that stuff they ate some of that stuff, but some of it, got on the all around the bowl, and the dog didn't eat it up because of the way it tasted. He wouldn't go lick it up or nothing. He only eating his food, So that's what I got to say about the muscle up. As far as the muscle up, man, for the price wise, and the actual stuff working, I just wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? It's what I bought it back in the days because you thinking, you see something on the shelf, it say muscle up. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and get this. Yeah, but that shit don't work, man. It's too many things out there, too many supplements out there that you can see work instantly. Before I get muscle up, brother, you know what I would get? I'll go to regular GNC store and get human supplements. That's how bad I feel about the muscle up product. You know what I'm saying? It's old school. It's something that they put out. It was one of the products that was out way before Bully Max dog food. Muscle Up was out before the actual Bully dog was out. You know what I'm saying? Muscle Up was out before the Bully dog. It actually came into play the same time the Bully dog came in. That's when you start seeing that Muscle Up on the shelf. And it just don't work the way the other products of that name work, man. And I'm just gonna save you some money because for the little container size like this, you know what I'm saying? You have it for a while because your dog not gonna eat it. You know what I'm saying? I'll just say, brother, just don't even waste your time with it. You know what I'm saying? Get one of them other supplements. And no matter what kind of competition you're doing, even if you're not in competition, you're still going to see the results on your dog where it's going to turn fat into muscle, lean muscle. Within a week's time, you're going to start seeing, the effects of that product that your dog is taking. You know what I'm saying? So take that muscle up and toss it out the back. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, you can feed it to them, but it ain't going to hurt them. You know what I'm saying? It just ain't going to give you that effect that you're looking for. You're looking for the muscles and you ain't going to get it. You're going to get it from your dog food and you thinking you're getting it from the muscle up. And you just going to be getting it from your dog food and maybe a little exercise with your dog thinking the muscle up did it. It don't work like that. But you get that other stuff, it will work like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's talk about the new and the old in America. The new and the old in America, my brothers. Let's see here. When it comes to cars, we want the newest. We want the newest, and the brothers and the sisters who driving the newest, we say the flies. When it comes to houses, we want the newest. When it comes to clothes, we want the newest. When it comes to hip hop and fashion, we want the newest. When it comes to dancing, we want to do the newest. We laugh at the ones doing the old dances, right? We want the newest, when it comes to everything. Except for them American Pit Bull Terriers. We still stuck in them damn 60s and them 50s. I was doing a little research because my brother was asking me to talk about brother William Lightner and put more light on what he was doing and he felt like, which is his opinion, that he should get more credit in the dog game than he gets. You know what I'm saying? But one thing, I didn't get into the real detail of his background, but I did read a few things. Like brother William Light was born in like the 1870s. You know what I'm saying? At least he was a young buck in the 1870s. And like that's too damn long, man. That's too long. Like it's too many things in life in America that we say don't matter for us to be talking about William Lightner back in 1870. You know what I'm saying? Why are we still gripping on the past? We don't grip the past from nothing. That's why I named all that stuff out at the beginning of this clip. All the things we want new, except these dog pedigrees. These dogs and these old school ass dog men that we want to keep them bigging up forever. Keep bigging them up forever. When it comes to the old school dog man and the modern dog man, it's so many different things. It's so many different things that the modern dog man knows over the old school dog man just because of timing. You know what I'm saying? Just because of timing. The same way some of our parents or some of us as parents might say our kids are smarter than us when we were that age, or we are smarter than our parents were when they was this age. So what would make you think them brothers back then knew more about the damn dogs than what you knowing right now with all the knowledge and stuff that you can get from around the world? You might take your dog, if you can go back in the time, you might go back to brother Maurice Carver, brother, a few of them brothers back a little bit before his time. And you be like, oh man, what he doing is basic. You know what I'm saying? What he doing is basic. He don't know half the shit I know. But yet you still upholding these brothers, not taking nothing away from what they did. But when you gonna start adding to what you doing? Because if you don't add to what you doing, there ain't gonna be nobody to talk about. That's why there ain't nobody to talk about from back then to Maurice's time to now. Nobody don't wanna, except for them brothers that took their credit back in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Except for them ones, nobody wanna say they got a good damn dog. You know what I'm saying? Forget what you said, all that talking and all that stuff. Nobody want to say they got a good dog or they making good breedings. They always want to give credit to the people in the background of their papers. Quick to pull out that paper, giving the credit to Marlowe, them Jeep, them Crenshaw, Chavis, giving the credit to all them instead of 40 years later giving the credit to their damn self. Like, who gonna credit you when you go and you die? You think somebody gonna be crediting you if you wouldn't credit yourself when you was living? You know, although we aren't in them times of Earl Tudor, Maurice Carver, them, things change. So as things change for the worse, if you feel like you want to do all that stuff that they was doing, it changed for the worse. But the thing is, it changed for the better because you know more about these dogs and you can learn how to get to these dogs on a whole different level than what they was getting to them back then. You know, they had vets back then, but the vets weren't as advanced as it is now. They didn't have no AI breeding, no sperm breeding and all that. They could have did AI breeding, but they ain't have no DNA testing, no damn frozen sperm and all that type of stuff. They didn't have all that. You know, but you still put yourself down as a dog man under them folk. You know what I'm saying? Like you might be when it comes to AI breeding, you might be somebody who hit every single time. You might be one of the best it was in AI breeding. You know what I'm saying? Them brothers who you got on a high pedestal didn't know about AI breeding. They might maybe hit and miss. They may be getting one pregnant every 5 dogs. You know what I'm saying? But you won't give yourself no credit because you're too busy up them old folks' asshole. You know what I'm saying? If you get out their ass for a little while and give yourself some credit, you know, it'll be a whole new ball game. It won't be so much hating maybe. You know what I'm saying? Because you take pride in your own stock. I want to send a big salute and big shout out to all the people down in the chat right now. You know what I'm saying? Salute to all my brothers and all my sisters. Salute to all my bulldoggers across the country, all my bulldoggers in the UK, all my bulldoggers across the world, man. Salute to all the bulldoggers. You know, what's kennel blindness? You know, let's talk a little bit about kennel blindness and what it is, because we were speaking on it the other day. You know, but kennel blindness can be seen from different angles. You know, when a person say, oh, Pelican Bay is kennel blind, right? You got to look at it like this. Who's saying that? And, you know, why are they saying it? Okay, we're going to do a couple quick examples. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to use myself for example. Okay, if I'm 44 years old and say one of my friends might be 20, 25, okay? He might have said, I'm kennel blind. PB, you kennel blind. You only want this. Okay, example number 1. The brother that's 40-something, brother that's 50-something, the brother that's 60-something that you saying is kennel blind, they done been through what you've been through already. They done seen what you trying to see. You know what I'm saying? When you get an older brother and it's coming from a younger brother and you saying he's kennel blind, you really are failing to realize that it's something that brother seen, you know, that is basically keeping him kennel blind. What you call it, kennel blind. You know what I'm saying? It's just different ways to look at it. You know, you got like the brother said, you got kennel blindness when you don't see your flaws in your dog. You know what I'm saying? See, I feel like you can see your flaws in your dog and you still can get called kennel blindness because even after seeing the flaws in your dog, you still don't want to go out. Because the flaws in your dog is not enough to make you go out and do all that losing. You know, certain flaws can be corrected. You know what I'm saying? It depends on which flaws it is. Certain flaws can be corrected without going out doing all kind of crazy breeding and different things. You know what I'm saying? It just depends, you know, what the flaws is. And recognizing a flaw or not recognizing a flaw doesn't not necessarily mean you kennel blind. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that word kennel blind comes from people that don't understand what the person that they're talking about has been through or seen. You know what I'm saying? Just plain out and simple. You know, they don't understand what they've been through, what they've seen. And it could be two brothers that's, okay, I'm going to use myself as an example again. I'm 44, another brother that's 44. Another brother that's 44 that may have not been in the dog game as much as I was, but may think he was in the dog game as much as I was and haven't seen certain things. So what I seen satisfied my eyes. What he seen didn't satisfy his eyes. And then, see, this is what happens a lot. A brother, when you speak high on some of these kennels, these brothers, they go get dogs from these kennels. and they don't turn out for them, and then they have a sour taste in their mouth for that strain of dogs. Now they look at you like you kennel blind, but see, that goes back to what I was talking about before with time put in on the line. You can't replace time put in on the line. It's something that's a valuable asset that can't be purchased. You could go spend all the money you want and buy all the good bloodlines you want, but time is something you can't buy. Time is money, but at the same time, time is something you can't just go out there and buy it and say, oh, I'm going to learn. I'm going to go out there and spend $20,000 and I'm going to have the knowledge of a person that put that time, hard-earned work in. You know what I'm saying? It just don't work that way. It don't work that way, period. Can a brother be kennel blind or can a sister be kennel blind? If they feel like they consistently winning, if they consistently getting, when I say winning, I mean winning on the puppies they're getting, winning on the dogs that they're getting great dogs. They winning in the deal. They pay a couple dollars, they get a great dog, they won. That's what I mean. You know what I'm saying? See, if you want to solve the kennel blindness from your partner, your homeboy, your friend, or whoever, back in them days, there's only one way to do it. Show me something better than what you consider is blinding me. If you say I'm blinded by this, show me something better. Other than that, all that other stuff is just talk. You know what I'm saying? Most brothers that you see are kennel blind. You know what I'm saying? They pretty much content with what they're running. That's just another way for the person looking from the outside, looking in, from the outsider. That's the way. That's a word for that person. And like I said, that's basically a person you don't understand, and you don't understand why they like the dogs they like. They can explain to you in 5 minutes why they like them, but you won't understand because time is invested in that person, with that line. If you don't have no time invested, it's a whole different ball game. Especially if you're not a patient person. You see one or two bad things with the dog, boom, he gone. You go into the next line, one or two bad things, boom, you gone. Now that person that got time invested, see one or two bad things, he done seen that before. He know what that is. He know what's gonna happen, or he either know what kind of movie he need to make on that or there. You know what I'm saying? Because he got time invested. See, no time invested, everything is a surprise to you. It's your first time seeing everything when it comes to that particular strain of dogs. Your first time seeing this, your first time seeing that, your first time seeing this. You might see a dog in that particular strain. He doing some hellified turning at 45 minutes, but that brother who got time invested in that strain know at 45 minutes when he start doing that turning, you need to be getting them up and taking them to the corner. Getting them up and getting them to the corner back then. So it's a difference with time invested. You know what I'm saying? Some brothers got 6 months invested. Some brothers got 6 years invested. And it's going to be different types of knowledge when it comes to different lines, when brothers have different amounts of time in that line. You know what I'm saying? My most two lines that I had time with was Red Boy Jocko and Frisco Chinaman Eli stuff. You know what I'm saying? That was the dogs I had the most time with. When I say time, okay, we talking years. You know what I'm saying? Not one or two breedings, not one or two dogs. We had years worth of Frisco and Chinaman dogs. You know what I'm saying? I had them myself. I had Red Boy Jocko mixed with the Chinaman stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference, man. And when we start calling these titles as far as kennel blindness and this and that, and it's just, like I said, it's just the way a person looks at a person from the outside. You're not in that circle to know why he feel the way he feel. So it's expected for you to think like that. It's expected for you to say kennel blindness or she kennel blind. You know what I'm saying? But the main thing you got to do is go lay a dog in his hand that's better than the stuff that you think he's blinded by. Until you do that, then, it's just a small form of hate. You know what I'm saying? Small form of hate. She's faster than a speeding bullet, with more power than the locomotive, rolling full steam ahead. Mellow Yellow is one of 5 Walker Reds to exist in the world today, off the Big John, Little John strand. For those who may be just joining the show and may not have caught up exactly at what was going on, the purpose of me training Mellow Yellow is because, one, the same dog that they said could only be a fighting dog, the same dog that they said is meant to fight, the same dog that they said is meant for one thing. My whole purpose is to show you that I take the upper echelon of these dogs. I don't take a dog that's mixed with shepherd. I don't take a dog that's mixed with band dog. I don't take a dog that's mixed with none of this other stuff. I take a full-blooded American Pit Bull Terrier, a real American Pit Bull Terrier, the ones that they said are dumb as hell, the ones that they said can't do nothing but one thing. And I show you a dog is what you make it. Today, my whole purpose is to teach Mellow Yellow how to spin in circles. You know, you will see me doing some heel motions as well as go between your legs, sitting and staying as well. You know, plus I'm going to show you how to control human aggression. You know, how to control human aggression on dogs that you look at on videos and you make assumptions about. But see, you making an assumption about a dog, basing it off how you handle your dog. Don't make an assumption of my dog by how you handle your dog. One difference in a lot of dogs when it comes to pit bulls and different breeds, you know, when it comes to training, you got to understand the lack of patience. You know, some dogs may give you 30 seconds of their total attention and then they want to wander off and drift off. You got to correct that. You know what I'm saying? And the whole purpose to me showing you this as well is showing you the Tarzan method. I haven't used any choke collars, any type of e-collars or anything with Mellow Yellow. It's all hands and treats and verbal since the day she was born. Although I bought an e-collar, I don't use it on her. I'm using the Tarzan method on her, training her all the way out with no collars, no prong collars, none of that. You know, it's just a difference in the dogmen that's training these dogs. You know, it's just a difference in the effort brothers gonna put in to training these dogs. When it comes to training these pit bulls or any dog, you know, folks gonna have to understand that they gotta train themselves as well. These dogs don't learn every command on the first try. They don't learn every command on the 10th try, neither the 20th try. You know, it's gonna take time. Sometimes when they learn the command, you know, and it gets you aggravated because you know they know the command and they still act like they don't know it. You know, that's all part of training. That's all part of the money that you pay a trainer to get your dog the way you want it. That's why when Pelican Bay touch another dog to train, you will pay Pelican Bay prices, not working man's prices. If you want the working man's prices when it comes to my dog training, then you need to go holler at a working man trainer. How about that pure red boy Jocko dog out there doing something else outside of the normal, stepping outside of her box, you know what I'm saying, doing her thing, you know, making a name for herself across the country, across the world without hurting herself, making a name for herself across the country, across the world without doing anything illegal, making a name for herself, making her name a household name without doing anything to put her owner in danger. See, it's a difference between them dog men back in the days and the dog man now. See, back in the days, they taught you how to spend your money. See, PBK9 is about to teach you how to get money. It's a difference, man. It's a difference, you know. And shout out to all them bulldoggers from one side of the world to the other side of the world. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, there's only a selective few out there. Selective few thousands, hundreds of thousands. When you got millions of people with these dogs, there's only selective few that know what they're doing with these dogs. Like, how can y'all brothers and sisters be mad at the tree huggers and all the people that say the pit bull is aggressive, the pit bull does this, the pit bull does that, and a bad name, when you see a pit bull that does so many other things outside of bite a person? You forget everything. Y'all brothers and sisters forget everything that pit bull knows how to do and only sees the pit bull aggression. Let's see how human aggressive she is when I put her in the stay position and somebody walks past. All you talk about is the aggression, but you forget this pit bull know 20 other commands. You know what I'm saying? So how can you blame the tree huggers and all these other folks for talking bad about the dogs, you know, when you only see one thing out of the dog yourself, and when you see another thing, you start complaining? For the ones who are always down in human aggression, pit bulls, you know, it's a difference between a human aggressive pit bull and a trained pit bull. Sit Mellow Yellow down, let the lady walk past. Do you see her chasing after the woman? She does recognize the woman is walking past. Of course, if there's a fence in between her and that woman, but if she really wanted to go out there and try to bite her, she would run up to the fence. You know, she would run up to the fence. As you can see, she's sitting right there. See, it's a difference between man aggressive and trained aggression. It's all about controlling your dog. It's all about controlling your dog. And the right middle yellow. Middle. Sit. Stay. Hey, what I say? It's all about control, man. It's all about control. Come on. Sit. Flats. Middle. Sit. First. Middle yellow. First. Yes. First. Yes. 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 Flats. Yes. Sit. Yes. Yes. Good girl. Good girl. Yes. 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 Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah. Yeah. Come. Sit. Circle. Yes. Circle. Yes. Circle. Yes. Circle. Circle. Yes. 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 Yeah. Good girl. Sit. Circle. Sit. Middle. Sit. Flats. Stay. Middle. Yes. Sit. Yes. Sit. Yes. 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 Come. Sit. Yes. Circle. Yes. Circle. No. Middle. Stay. Middle. Stay. Circle. Yes. Boost. Yes. Clutch. If you're just tuning in, welcome to PBK9's Dog Talk and News for the evening. You know how I always do it, how I always give it to you. You're going to learn if this is your first time watching this video. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to all my brothers and sisters down in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Salute to all the bulldoggers from one side of the country to the other side. Way over there to my people in the UK. Salute to all my people in the UK, all my people in Ireland, all my people in South Africa. You know, all my bulldoggers from one side of the world to the other side of the world. Let's keep this bulldog talk going. You know, I got a question for my bulldoggers out there. You know, this next topic we talking about goes to the point of it's not like it used to be back in the days. We're going to talk about a few things to explain why it's not like it used to be back in the days to get to this thing that we about to talk about. You know what I'm saying? See, back in the days, you know, like when I was in the game, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to ask any of y'all brothers, but I don't want you to really answer it in the chat. You know, just listen to what I'm saying. Back in the days, probably like, remember I told y'all I had an old family red dog. This had to be about 94, maybe 95, somewhere in that area. The dog got into the stash. You know what I'm saying? You know, when I say stash, you know, some people's stash may be weed, coke, crack, whatever. This particular time, mine was hard or crack. You know what I'm saying? So the dog got into it and ate like an ounce or something. I don't know if she actually ate it or just scattered it through the woods. But it was like 4.5 and it was like a zip gone. Okay. Now, like I said, this is back in the days. Now, let's fast forward all the way to modern day times now. You know what I'm saying? We talking 30 some years later. Now we come to a situation where a dog is given Narcan to come back from an overdose on fentanyl. You know what I'm saying? The dog got into the owner's stash, or the owner was pulled over and locked up for drugs or something, and the dog somehow or another got into the fentanyl, or puppy got into the fentanyl, and the police had to revive the puppy. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's the difference. It's so many different things about back in the days, but the one thing I never fail to understand is why the hell they brought fentanyl into the game, period. You know what I'm saying? Just why? I just don't understand. Don't understand, man. Don't understand. It ain't for me to understand. We about to get into this video. Puppy overdose of fentanyl, PBK9s. Let's get into it.
Irvine police using Narcan to save a puppy that was overdosing on fentanyl. The department released this body cam video showing officers pumping the life-saving drug into the dog's mouth. This all played out Wednesday at an Irvine Walmart after the dog's owners were arrested for drug possession. Police say the pup got exposed to fentanyl while inside their car. The pair are now facing drug and animal cruelty charges. The dog is doing well.
How far would you go, brother or sister, to save your dog when he is in need or he is being attacked by a wild animal? On this next clip, this brother jumped into action when his dog was being attacked by a raccoon. Now, we come to times where we got a XL bully that's on a rampage. This next clip, we got an XL bully. It was specified XL bully. He's on a rampage. He's going to wipe out a crowd of people. The article said there was a little girl involved. I was looking at the video. I didn't see it. Maybe when I watch it now with y'all, I'll see it. But yeah, we got an XL bully who went on attack mode, who went blind, who went red, who went whatever he went after people, So we about to get into that, and we'll talk about it when it's over. All right, we're going to slow it down and blow it up and examine a few things. First thing I noticed was when the attack first happened, when the man hit the ground, he dodged a bullet. He was looking that pit bull face to face. He swerved to the left, and which made the pit bull be facing towards his back then. Then he dodged another bullet when he turned back around the opposite direction, and the pit bull almost grabs him by the neck, in which he hangs on. The guy runs off and try to sling the pit off, as he's hanging on. Now that's one pit bull that should be definitely put down. You know what I'm saying? Definitely should be put down. You can call it what you want, an XL bully, pit bull, whatever it is. The dog should be put down because anybody that would have been in that vicinity, in that circumference of that dog during that time would have been bit. You know what I'm saying? He could have easily, injured that guy to the point where he would have had life-threatening wounds in a matter of seconds. All right, when it comes to these bulldogs, between pride and wanting the dog at working man's price, some folk will never have what some consider fast lane bulldogs. You know what I'm saying? Between a brother's pride, cause see, he know what a great bulldog's at. A majority of the brothers know what great bulldog's at. But because of their pride, they will never own one. They will never possess one. They'll steady keep thinking that the lane that they're in is considered the fast lane or fast lane bulldogs. That's why when you take a fast lane bulldog, see, it ain't about bulldogging in the fast lane. It's about having a fast lane bulldog. You know what I'm saying? Because when you put a fast lane bulldog on your average bulldog back then, you could tell the difference. You know what I'm saying? You could tell the difference. There's no work. You know what I'm saying? No sweat. And I ain't talking about no cur or nothing. I'm talking about things that are dogs that brothers feel high on. You know what I'm saying? It's only because you only going in that certain kind of competition. You know what I'm saying? It's the only reason why. And like I said, pride, and you want to get something for free, want to get something for cheap, want a working man price is the reason you're going to have the quality of dog that you have. It's the reason why you're going to have that. It's the reason why you're going to have to pick and choose and hand pick when you go out there and try to compete with this brother in the treadmill race or compete with this brother in the confirmation show. You're going to have to pick and choose. You know what I'm saying? That's what that leads you to. Some brothers don't mind picking and choosing they half their damn life. Picking and choosing. They want to get up there and brag about a damn grand champion or a champion when you ain't told the first part of the story, which was you picked and choose all your opponents. The ones you wanted to compete against wall jumping. The ones you wanted to compete against weight pulling. You know what I'm saying? You picked and choose. Instead of taking on the next opponent who's or the going champion, you know what I'm saying, the toughest opponent out at that time for you to compete against, you go out there and find you somebody who's not experienced in weight pulling. You go out there and find you somebody who's not experienced in wall climbing, not necessarily wall climbing, because your dog gonna have to know how to do that regardless. But let's say like with the treadmill stuff, it's specifically like weight pulling and confirmation shows. You go find somebody who's not experienced in that stuff, and then you go out there and get them half work their dog, don't know what the ADBA judge is looking for, and you want to get out there with 10 years of experience and make them look bad. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's all about pride, and it's all about the working man price. That's going to keep a lot of brothers at one level or below. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that they're going to stay at that level and get high. They're going to go at one level and below. Because like the old saying goes, you can breed what you think is the best. But if that shit mediocre, all you're going to get is more mediocre shit. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. And see, brothers will get mad when they put their hopes in this and they put their hopes in that on a fairy tale that somebody done shot them to sell them a dog. You know what I'm saying? And then they get mad because you don't go on that fairy tale. And that's when they start screaming out your kennel blind again. You know what I'm saying? Now this and that. And then down the road, come to find out the fairy tale be over. The fairy tale be over. They done be found out the real and why it pays not to be around here trying to get everything for working man's price. You know what I'm saying? You ask that brother or you ask that sister what they selling it for. If you can afford it, you can. If you can't, you can't. You know what I'm saying? When you're looking for working man price dogs and the brother see you out there saying you're looking for it, he gonna give you what you're looking for. A dog for working man price. You know what I'm saying? So be careful. It can go both ways. You know, once you start advertising, you're looking for that, somebody gonna give you that. There's always somebody out there to give you what you're looking for. You looking for working man price, they gonna give you working man price. You know, now whether you got a bulldog or not, that's another story. But you got you a dog with papers on it at working man price. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You know, everybody have their own way of doing it. Like I always say, I just know looking for the working man price gonna lead a lot of brothers down the wrong road. You know what I'm saying? All that pride gonna lead a lot of brothers down the wrong road. Between pride and the fact that somebody that you know will take all that cash and give it to another man before they put it in your hand, and knowing you got a better dog than them, they'll go buy a bunch of bullshit, you know what I'm saying, before they put it in your hand. You know what I'm saying? Because of that, a lot of people won't see fast lane dogs. They see dogs that it look fast lane to them because what you put it on is not even fast lane. You know? Brothers would rather go spend that cash with somebody that's gonna lie to them, somebody that's just trying to give them a dog, you know what I'm saying, than get a real bulldog. See, you can buy a bunch of bullshit for cheap, or you can buy you one good dog for the high. You know what I'm saying? When you buy that, that's what you get. That's just plain out and simple. You know what I'm saying? Or you can get you a good dog for a reasonable price. You know? And and another thing, to the brothers that want things for working man price, the thing is you gotta be ready to buy when the time comes. You know what I'm saying? When the time comes, you gotta be ready to buy. Cause see, a lot of these brothers across the country, across the world, sell dogs every day for any particular reason. Might be getting out the dogs, this and that, selling them, getting rid of a few just for the low. But you ain't ready. You talk. You ask, and now the dogs are out here for working man price, big dogs. And now you're gonna say, why you selling me a grown dog for that cheap for? Why you selling me what's wrong with it? This and that. Now something gotta be wrong with it when I sell it to you for working man price. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I said before, we want it both ways. We want a dog for the low, and then we want to know why you giving us that dog so low. You know what I'm saying? Why you giving it to me that cheap for? Is something wrong with it? What's wrong with it? You know what I'm saying? So you damned if you do and damned if you don't if you the dog seller. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, working man price is only gonna lead you to either no dog or somebody giving you the dog you don't want. You know what I'm saying? And your pride gonna leave you to no dog. You know what I'm saying? And spending a lot of money. And at the end of the day, you're gonna make a one big circle to come right back around and get the same shit you should have got damn 10 years ago. But see, when I start talking like that, they start clicking off the TV, turning off the TV. You know what I'm saying? Could have got that dog 10 years ago, but you went around, you bought bullshit after bullshit after bullshit after bullshit. Too much pride. You know, you don't want to win. You want to show that you can create something that'll win, but yet you start with shit that loses. You can't make winners from losers. Yeah, you can make winners in like I said before, in categories where a lot of them other dogs will never see. You know what I'm saying? You pulling weights that in small categories, you know what I'm saying? They're not taking the top dog trophies home. You know what I'm saying? And that just is what it is, man. Now, we get to this situation where, because you know PBK9's got to give to y'all brothers and sisters now. You know, we get into this situation where family dog got hit. Dog got hit in the front yard or somewhere like that by the neighbors. They grabbed the dog up and put the dog in the car to take it to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? The dog was bleeding from the mouth. They jumped in the car, punched the gas. You know what I'm saying? Like any family would have did. Punched the gas. But the problem was not them jumping in the car punching the gas. The problem came in at when they were pulled over by the police. You know what I'm saying? That's when the problem came in at. You know, the police went a little overboard. The family is in the process of taking out a lawsuit. I'm about to let you check this video out. You tell me if you think they went overboard or not. The family said they pulled over. The stop happened within 30 seconds of the first initial call in. I mean, you know, I can't tell you how far they drove, but the thing is, you're going to look at this video and make your own assumption or make your own opinion about it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I do. I give you that news. I give you that talk. You know what I'm saying? I do it like no other. You know what I'm saying? Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button before you get up out of here. PB Canines giving it to you. Salute to my people in the chat. Let's get into this video.
Rushing to try and save their dog's life, stopped and held at gunpoint by the cops. KRQE investigative reporter Gabrielle Burkhardt obtained the police videos from a traffic stop that still has a family in disbelief. Did Bernalillo police officers take things too far? Have a look.
It was a neighborhood cat that lured Stella the Labradoodle into traffic in July.
I was like, oh my God, our dog just got hit.
The Albrecht family jumped into action.
We jumped in the car and started trying to get to the ER as fast as we could to try to save her life.
William Albrecht headed down 550 through Bernalillo from their Rio Rancho home toward the nearest 24-hour emergency vet. He spots a Bernalillo police cruiser.
So I imagined if he was going to pull me over for speeding, I'd pull over, he'd say something to me, and then maybe even help us get there. You know, I've heard of stories like that before, but that didn't happen.
Driver, step out of the vehicle!
This is what did happen.
Face the away from me!
Lapel video shows Officer Jeremy Navarez put Albrecht at gunpoint, ordering him out of the car.
Step back! Step back!
Realizing what's happening,
My dog's gonna die!
Albrecht's wife starts recording on her cell phone.
Roll the window down, Remy. I'm thinking, this is unbelievable. I can't believe this. Like, why didn't someone just come check with us, find out what the reason our speeding was, and help us?
She and her son watch in disbelief.
Step back, go to your left!
As Navarez directs Albrecht into traffic, backup arrives, but they continue with a felony stop.
Get faster! Get on your knees!
Guns drawn. His wife and 16-year-old son now at gunpoint.
My dog's about to die!
Albrecht is handcuffed.
My dog's about to die!
I saw my son was sticking his hands out the window too, like, dude, our dog's gonna die.
Okay, come to me. My dog's gonna die.
And none of them seemed to even care at the moment at all.
Keep your hand, please! My neighbor hit my dog, that's my son and my wife! Stand up. Please, sir, my dog's about to die!
He's taken to the back of a patrol car.
Sir, my dog's bleeding out of mouth! Okay.
Albrecht's wife tries to explain.
She's going to die. She got hit by a car. Look at his face, sir. Look, she's bleeding. Look at my dog. My dog is bleeding out of the face. And they're holding us on the side of the road.
The officer who pulled them over wrote in his report that Albrecht was speeding and driving recklessly, but he wasn't given a citation, and there's no video of a pursuit. That first officer also never walked up to the family's car to check on the dog or ask why they were speeding. Officer Navarez's report says he drew his firearm and pointed it towards the immediate threat, writing the driver looked mad with his hands clenched in the air. The officer's video shows otherwise.
Driver, step out of the vehicle!
The second I saw my guns to my son's head, like, I really felt like when I got out of the car, like, this dude might shoot me if I make the wrong move.
I can't believe you're doing this, sir. Christ, man.
Another officer convinced Navarez to let the family go.
Let them get out of here. Referee 5 units, go ahead and downgrade.
The cuffs come off.
You're something else.
You're something else, sir. Yeah, good luck with your dogs.
Their dog Stella didn't make it.
It's horrible. Like, she was such a great dog.
So how did speeding turn into a felony stop? The family had no weapons or warrants.
I can't believe you pulled your gun on my kids, sir.
Policy.
Oh, yeah, I hear you.
We asked for a copy of that policy and the use of force policies from Bernalillo Police, but those policies don't explain what happened here. BPD's policy does call for de-escalation, saying the level of force employed must be commensurate with the threat posed by the subject and the seriousness of the situation. Officer Navarez claims Albrecht didn't immediately pull over, which he disputes.
As soon as I noticed the lights, I pulled over.
We have something before and the red Escalade, 550 eastbound, maybe not stopping. Oh, now it's stopping.
For confirming the vehicle stopping.
33 seconds after his first call to dispatch, he says they're stopped.
No one came at him, no one threatened him. And again, like, what did he see that scared him so bad? I mean, this guy was angry.
The Albrecht saw just how angry watching the officer's recording.
Are you kidding me?
So he's gonna complain.
They also heard Officer Navarez's explanation.
Well, yeah, so I did a felony stop on him because he wasn't stopping when he stopped. Okay. Once we found out his dog was injured and he was trying to get to veterinarian, we tried the idea and let him go if he's being
That guy shouldn't be a cop.
What was going through your head?
Just scared. Just calling my dad names and stuff. It's not right. Shouldn't be a police officer.
We called Bernalillo police to ask if they're investigating the stop. We left messages for the chief, called and emailed, but we never got an answer. We also showed the video to the ACLU.
I do think it was an excessive use of force, an unnecessary use of force, and this is why people are fearful of the police.
Maria Martinez is the legal director for ACLU New Mexico.
Police departments just need to really be serious about consequences when this type of thing happens. So in this specific case, I think these officers should be disciplined.
Gabrielle Burkhart, KRQE investigates.
After our interviews, the ACLU says it is now representing the Albrecht family and will likely file a lawsuit on their behalf.
But I ain't gonna keep y'all here too long, man. Don't forget to hit that like button before you get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate all my people down in the chat. Appreciate all the people dropping down in the comments. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet. Don't forget to hit that notification bell as well. You know what I'm saying? PBK9's giving it to you the way I always do. Y'all stay safe out there. Y'all stay legal out there. Remember, we do not condone anything illegal. You know what I'm saying? So y'all stay legal with these bulldogs. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy your night. PBK9s, and I'm out.